today we are parting out these turkey carcasses. My husband and I butchered these birds 2 days ago, and they have been out in a cooler, just letting that rigor mortis pass, and now I'm going to go ahead and part them out. I did keep one whole. I am gifting it to a friend because she had given me a mating pair of royal palm turkeys, so I told her for Thanksgiving not to buy a turkey and that I would give her one of my meat birds. So I'm, let's see, 5, we butchered 6 on Saturday, so I'm parting out all of them except for just one I will keep whole. And what I like to do is I go ahead and take the bottom quarters off, so the leg and the thigh, and I will freezer pack those individually. It makes it really easy for me and for my family. I can just pop one out, throw it in a crock pot, and then I have some shredded chicken. We don't really do the whole like Viking meal, so there's no reason why anyone in my husband and my oldest son could probably eat a whole turkey leg, but we try to make this last as long as possible. So we don't do that. I will quarter them and we just take it out to make like shredded turkey. And then I'm going to take the breast meat off, and I will either set it aside for deli meat. I will twine it and smoke it and slice it up for deli meat for sandwiches, or I will can it. I might do 50-50. I haven't quite decided yet. I guess it depends on how much I have overall. And then any meat that is left on the carcass, I am just putting in this container here, and I will grind it down into turkey burger. And then the carcass itself, what's left over, is just going in a giant bag. And this coming weekend, I don't have time today to do it. This coming weekend, I will put all the carcasses in one giant pot and make a really big bone broth and go through and can up a really big batch of bone broth. So let's go ahead. I'm going to show you how I part this out. And turn this over. And this might be kind of icky for anyone that's not ever done this, but this is the easiest way for me to do it. So what I'm going to do is just pop this out. This makes it a little bit easier to figure out where to cut. Not sure if you can hear it. Now we have both of these are out of socket. Oh, where's the knife? Start with this one, and I'm going to start cutting right here, and I'm going to cut all the way down. Sometimes, oh, there's the bone. That's why I took that out, so then that way it makes it easier to kind of go around that. There. And there is one whole leg, and here is the thigh piece, and there is actually quite a bit of meat on this, as you can tell. So I can put 2 in one of my freezer pack bags, or 1, do them separately. I guess it just depends how much meat I'm needing. Sometimes I will do a big batch and do several meals throughout the week, do like chicken fettuccine or turkey fettuccine, tacos, you know, maybe a casserole that has some shredded meat in it. Go ahead and set this off to the side because I need this whole cutting board. Put that in the sink. Now let's do the other side. See if I can show you guys from this view, even though I can't see it. Oh, well, let's try it. There we go. There is the second one. And like I said, any of the meat that I'm missing here, I'm just going to cut this off and put it in my container so that I can grind it up later, so it will not be going to waste. So if my cuts are horrible, just know that it is okay. I'm not throwing it away. And like I said, I'm also planning on making a bone broth with these carcasses. So just more protein for that broth. I'm just gonna get some of this off before I go into the wings and the breast meat. It's not a big deal if you get some of the fat or a little bit of the tissue in there. It's no worse than what they put in your hot dogs. Just add a little bit of flavor. Okay. Now I'm going to do the same thing with these wings. I'm going to pop them out. If you imagine a turkey having an armpit, that's where we're going to start cutting here. As you can see, this is all exposed. It shows me where all the tendons are, what I need to cut away to separate that. Now, for the whole wing, I can keep it whole. Oh, there's still some feathers on here. I can keep it whole. Last time I did, and I made hot wings with them. But I don't think I'm going to do that this time around. Just because I still have some turkeys out in my aviary that need to be... Oh, I'm getting hung up here. Oh, I didn't go down far enough, I don't think. I still have turkeys out in the aviary that need to be butchered. And so I don't think I'm going to, I think I'm just going to go ahead and take all the meat off it and add it to my pile for grinding them down. I really enjoyed having the opportunity, I guess, to be able to pull out meat from our cow or meat from our turkeys last year. Especially depending on certain recipes. I actually don't mind having turkey burger for certain recipes. Not everything, obviously, but once again, just gonna pop that baby out, kind of help us see all those tendons. Big old chunk of meat right here. Is another one. Now here is the fun part. So here is the breast meat. We will cut them in 2 separate pieces. The breastbone is right here, and if you've ever filleted a fish, that's essentially what I'm going to do. I'm going to start cutting from the backside here of the ribs and start just slowly pulling it away from the meat, or from the bone. And then when I get here, I'll be able to cut it right up next to that breastbone, and we will have a giant turkey breast. So, you want to be able to feel, this is the bottom of that bone there, so we don't want to get that. We don't want to have bone in our breast meat. And depending on how sharp your knife is, it's actually pretty easy to do. And you're just gonna slowly start just kind of feel your way, and then if you can kind of see here, just about at that edge here. Kind of need to be able to see what I'm doing for this part. So it's all about flopped over. All right, so I got it all the way cut. Now I'm just gonna cut right next to this breastbone to separate it completely. And there we go. That is bigger than my head. This will definitely fill up a whole jar if I want to cube this up and can it, or it will make a lovely deli meat if I go through and twine it and smoke it. The options are endless here. So where am I putting this? Here. There. Now let's do the other one. You can't really see because of the lighting, but I'm gonna flip it over. This one's getting a little bit messy, but it will. Okay, so the majority of the meat is off of this carcass. I'm gonna go ahead and just get some of the meat from the back or anything else that I've missed and add it to my grinding pile. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call this one done. There is a little bit of meat left on here and there, but like I said, I will be making a very large batch of bone broth with these carcasses, so it will not be going to waste. I'm gonna go ahead and finish. I have 2 more birds left that I need to part out, and then I am going to seal everything up. Not sure if you can see everything, but I have all the breast meat, all the quarters, and then all the way in the back are the carcasses, and these 2 containers will be ground up later for some ground turkey. This is 5 turkeys. I kept 1 whole, which I will dip later because I have to go through and heat up the water and get everything ready, and I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to take a break. It is 12:30 and I am finally done with all of this and on to the rest of my day. Thank you for joining me as always, and I will see you guys next time.